Well, hello, folks. Will Castello here, CSIO Compliance Advisor and AI Consultant. Hey, listen, we are having a great session, going to be having a great session here today talking about cyber insurance. We're going to give you some cyber insurance education and making sure it might be time for you to review it, renew it, or just even upgrade your coverage. Okay. So we're going to be talking about a few things about cyber insurance just to make sure you have those things in place because I know a lot of you still do not have cybersecurity insurance. A lot of you still do not have cybersecurity insurance, and it's very, very imperative that you do carry it. If you don't, not only are you not protecting yourself when you do get hit, because then you're going to be looking for an insurance claim to pay out that claim. But when everybody starts to sue you, and let me repeat that again, when everyone starts to sue you for negligence because your information was leaked out, maybe not of your fault at all, maybe something honest, but the bottom line is you'd have to have cybersecurity insurance. Your regular business rider or your business insurance or an added rider is not going to cut it, folks. It's not. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and talk about some of these things and what we can do and what needs to happen and what it needs to look like. So let's go ahead and get right on into our Cyber Smart Business Session series here again, talking about cybersecurity insurance. Now, today's session, we're going to meet up. We meet up here every Wednesday. We're going to start meeting every Wednesday. That's one little trick and one little power move that we're going to be making different is from now on every Wednesday at this time at 3 p.m., we're going to meet up and do a Cyber Smart session about something, giving you a cyber briefing about something you need to implement. And hopefully it turns into you all giving us a call so we can schedule so you can go on and make sure you're more secure and you can sleep at night. Okay? We're going to go ahead and jump right on into it. Okay, what is cyber insurance? Some of you may say here, no. Some of you may know. Some of you may say, hey, well, what's the difference between cyber insurance and the regular business insurance? Well, as you know, cyber insurance is protect financial losses caused by cyber incidents, okay, such as data breaches, ransom attacks, or even network failures. So some people will say, well, I got that in my business insurance plan. It covers theft. It covers if somebody breaks in and something happens, but it doesn't cover those specific pieces. And you have to go and look at your insurance and be more specific about it. You need to go to the details, go to the fine print, and then also look and see what does the cybersecurity insurance cover. If it does not show you and tell you what it covers, you're in trouble. For example, I had one of my actual clients, they said that they had cybersecurity insurance. I looked at their policy and what it said is they were not responsible for any cyber attacks. Any cyber attacks. They said they were not responsible for any cyber attacks. And if anything does happen to their machines or anything cause any type of detrimental loss to their clients, they weren't going to pay for it. What they were going to pay for is if the computer caught a virus, they would catch and pay for the virus removal. That's it. And that's what my client actually thought she had cybersecurity insurance. Well, that's not going to cut it, folks. So the thing we need to look at here is, look, cyber attacks are rising, okay? They are rising to an all-time high. Ransomware is putting reputational damages to many businesses. And then if you don't know, the compliance regulations, and third-party contracts increasingly are looking and wanting to receive proof that you have these cybersecurity coverages in place. So not only would the insurance company look to write the policy based on do you have certain things in place, but they want to look at your cybersecurity compliance policies as well. They want to look and see what policies you have in place to make sure when they are protecting you, that it's going to give them a lower chance of them paying out a claim. What's changed in cybersecurity landscape today? Well, the landscape is like this. The costs, the premiums, they're going sky high. The reason why they're going sky high is because none of you have the necessary precautions in place. Some of you feel like if I just put my stuff in the cloud, or if I use OneDrive, or if I get Norton antivirus, and then I utilize Azure, somebody goes and put Azure directory or an environment into your company setup, that you're okay. That is not the case. The problem is the premiums are going sky high. The exclusions are going through the roof, meaning there are all types of attacks that are happening out there. So you're going to get hit with whatever. And then, folks, listen, it's coming. You're going to get hit. There's no question about that. You're going to get hit. And the other thing is the increased demand for security controls is at an all-time high, which your costs are going to be much higher. So if you don't put these things in place, you're going to be behind the 8 ball, and you're going to be sitting here stuck and wondering, gosh, what do I do now? Why didn't I do this before? And now that's where you're backpedaling instead of being proactive and trying to put this stuff in place right now. So what we're going to do is, when cyber threats continue to evolve, cybersecurity policies shouldn't just be static. It shouldn't just be, hey, this is what it is, that's it. You want to make sure you're reviewing your policies, updating your coverage on a regular routine maintenance. I'm talking my clients, I provide quarterly, what is called quarterly assessments. We do a quarterly business meeting, and then we do quarterly assessments. On top of, we have monthly assessments. So we have monthly assessments that the client gets their reports. Then we have a quarterly business meeting where we go and discuss everything that we've been seeing for the last 90 days. And then we also have a quarterly assessment to assess to see if we need to add or what we need to do or what issues we're having to make sure that we have the lowest percentage rate of being hit by an attack. Well, now I'm going to show you, this is how we approach that. The review process. Again, you're going to assess your policy, check and look at it. Okay, look at your policy where it was a year ago, right? Some of the stuff you may not need the protection of. You might have some protections up there that doesn't mean anything right now. So you can remove those and add in the new protections that you must have. The next thing is the renew policy. You may have, don't just look at it and say, yeah, I just want to go ahead and do a renewal. Don't let it just automatically renew. When your insurance policy is time to renew, you need to get that policy and review it with a qualified special IT advisor like myself to be able to go through and look at let's see any opportunities that we can negotiate to your insurance company to make sure the pricing is correct, the coverages and the coverage amounts are correct, the deductibles are right, and we want to make sure that we are in compliance based on, if you're a CPA, the WISP report from the IRS. Everyone has to maintain and make sure they're being in the right regulations with the FTC safeguard rules. Everyone, that's everyone right there. So if you don't understand, that's where that is. And then update, we're going to make sure we update anything that we need to update to make sure that you have the proper coverages. These updates, you don't want to be exposed to outdated or inadequate coverages. That's my whole point. So anything that does not belong up there, you need to make sure that's removed. But I wouldn't do it on your own. You need to call someone like us here at Triad Cyber Solutions. You can schedule an appointment with me, and I can go over and look at your insurance policy, and we can do that. So when I say what's next, I just told you. The next thing to do is to schedule. Let me see. My QR code is up here. My QR code is right here, right? You schedule, click on the QR code, take your phone. All you got to do is take your phone, schedule, boom. The scheduling app comes up. Pick a date and time that works best for you. We'll be able to sit down and have a conversation, and then we'll go to the next level of reviewing and looking at your insurance policy to make sure those things are in place. Okay? Folks, there's a lot of information very, very quickly. I move very, very quickly through this series. The biggest thing is don't get caught. I tell people, and a lot of people say, hey, don't get caught with your pants down. And the reason is you think you're covered and you're not. You think you're covered and you're not. And then you don't know you need the coverage until when something happens. That's what insurance is. Insurance is in case something happens. That's all it is. We never know when it's going to hit. We may, knock on wood, nothing never hit any time. But the fact of the matter is you don't know. So to have more peace of mind, to have to know that, you know what, I can contact someone. I can talk to Will at Triad Cyber Solutions where I know he has my interests at heart, and he can look over my policies and make sure that we are well protected. Some of you are looking at it, oh man, I don't want to spend that extra kind of money. I don't want to spend that money because I got to get this protection. Well, it's either going to cost you there, you either pay that premium here, or you pay the premium when you get sued and you're out of business because you can't afford to pay everyone because you're being sued all over the place and your business is all out on TV and everywhere else. So which you choose? Which would you rather do? I'd much rather pay my premium to make sure I am safe, compliant. I also much rather work with someone who knows and understands all of the logistics to make sure I am fully compliant, I am where I need to be, and that's it. If that's you, click on this QR code, okay? This is what we have. I'm going to also give you another offer right here. I have an extreme offer for the next 5 people. For the next 5 people that click on this ad, and even when we go to replay, when you click on this ad, this session here, and you type in the comments, review, I am personally going to give you a free network assessment. That's right. That's not heard of. I'm going to give you a free network assessment, and the network assessment is going to give me an idea of what's going on in your network to also help you decide and determine how much coverage you need from the insurance company. Okay? So for the next 5 people that click on this session and they comment review, my team will get your information. We'll reach out to you and we'll schedule an appointment where we can kind of talk. We'll get to know each other, and then we'll go over your insurance plan to make sure. And I will personally do a free network assessment for you to go on and do to make sure you have the proper insurance measures in place. Okay? Well, folks, that's my time here for today for our session of our Cyber Smart session here. Again, folks, first one for July. We're going to be going live like this every week on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. I can't wait to see you again next week. See you then. Bye-bye.